There are objects in this world that don't just reflect light, they reflect memory. They hold on to things long after the people are gone. Tonight, I want to tell you about something that happened to me, a story that changed the way I look at mirrors forever. This isn't just another ghost tale or urban legend. This is my truth. This is the story of the mirror that remembers. I grew up in a fairly ordinary home, a quiet neighborhood, the kind where people waved at each other from their driveways, and kids played in the streets until the sun dipped behind the trees. My parents had lived in that house for over 20 years. Nothing about it seemed unusual. The only thing that stood out was an old, full-length mirror that my mom had inherited from her grandmother. It stood in the upstairs hallway, propped against the wall across from my bedroom door. It was tall, framed in dark oak, its surface just slightly clouded with age. Don't touch it too much. Mom used to warn when I was younger. It's delicate. Been in the family for generations. I never thought much of it. It was just there. Something you walked past every day. Something that reflected you when you weren't looking. My days were normal back then. School homework, late-night video games with friends. I had a younger sister, Anna, who was in her first year of high school. We'd argue about stupid things, like who left the bathroom light on or whose turn it was to load the dishwasher. Life was regular, uneventful. But sometimes, walking past that mirror late at night, I'd feel off. Like my reflection lingered a second too long after I'd turned away, or that the air grew colder in the hallway when I stood in front of it. I'd shake it off. Houses creak, old glass warps light, and your brain plays tricks when you're tired. One night, though, I woke up to a sound. A soft tapping like fingernails against wood. Half asleep, I thought maybe Anna was up scrolling on her phone. But when I cracked open my door, the hallway was dark. Silent. The mirror stood there, catching the faint glow from the streetlight outside. I stared at it for a long second, not sure why I felt drawn to it. Then I whispered to myself, get a grip. Go back to bed. The tapping never came again that night, but something about that silence felt heavier than usual, like the house itself was holding its breath. Weeks passed, and the little things started piling up. I'd walk down the hall and swear I saw Anna in the mirror, only to glance into her room and find her fast asleep. Sometimes I'd catch a flicker of movement behind me, though when I turned, the hallway was empty. Maybe you're just tired, Mom said when I mentioned it. Dad laughed it off. Son, if you're scared of your own reflection, we've got bigger problems. Even Anna teased me. The spooky mirror's out to get you, huh? She'd joke, rolling her eyes. I tried not to dwell on it, but the unease kept gnawing at me. At night, I'd avoid looking at the mirror altogether. I'd keep my eyes low, focusing on the carpet as I walked past. Still, I could feel it, like something was watching from inside the glass. One evening, while brushing my teeth, I heard Anna muttering in the hallway. What are you doing out there? I called through the door. No answer. When I stepped out, the hall was empty. But in the mirror, I swear I saw her, standing right there, except her face looked wrong, off. Her eyes weren't blinking. I spun around, heart hammering, but the space behind me was bare. My sister's door was closed, her light off. That night I barely slept. The next morning at breakfast, Anna gave me a weird look. Did you come into my room last night? I shook my head. No. Why? She hesitated. I thought I heard you, like whispering. Right by my bed, Dad smirked. You two are scaring yourselves with ghost stories. But Anna didn't look convinced. For the first time, I saw the doubt in her face. She was beginning to feel it too. By now, I avoided the mirror whenever I could. But avoidance only works for so long. One night, I dreamt of it. In the dream, I stood in the hallway, staring at the glass. My reflection wasn't me anymore. It was older, worn with hollow eyes that seemed to know things I didn't. It raised its hand, and when I tried to turn away, I couldn't. My body was locked. Like invisible hands held me in place. I woke up drenched in sweat, gasping for air. But the worst part, my bedroom door was open. I never sleep with it open. Anna started acting strange too. She told me she saw someone moving in the reflection behind her when she brushed her hair. When she turned, no one was there. We tried telling Mom again, but she shut it down. You're feeding each other's imaginations. That's all. But then came the night I saw it clearly. I was walking past late, heading for the bathroom. The house was silent except for the hum of the fridge downstairs. I glanced, just glanced, into the mirror. There was someone standing directly behind me. Not Anna. Not Mom or Dad. Someone tall, thin, their head tilted slightly, face blurred like smudged glass. I whipped around, heart in my throat. Nothing. Empty hallway. But when I looked back, the figure was still there in the mirror, and it was smiling. It happened 3 nights later, the night everything broke. We were all asleep when the screaming started. Anna's voice, shrill and panicked, tearing through the silence. I bolted from my bed, Mom and Dad right behind me. She was in the hallway, frozen in front of the mirror, screaming at it. "What is it?" Dad shouted, grabbing her shoulders. Her face was pale, tears streaking down her cheeks. "It's not me! It's not me in there!" she sobbed, pointing at the glass. The mirror shook. I swear on my life, it rattled against the wall like something was pounding from the inside. Then the temperature dropped. A cold so sharp it cut into my skin. Shadows began to twist along the hallway, stretching and writhing as if alive. Mom gasped, clinging to Dad. He was pale too, his skepticism shattered in an instant. I felt it then, the weight of a presence pressing down on all of us. Something that wanted out. Something that remembered every face that had ever passed in front of it. Anna's voice broke as she whispered, "It wants me?" And in that moment, the reflection in the mirror moved on its own. Her image turned its head and stared at me, smiled with that same hollow grin I'd seen before. I yanked Anna away, dragging her into my room. Dad slammed the hallway door shut. For the rest of the night, we huddled together, listening to the scraping sounds against the wall, like nails dragging across wood. We tried to get rid of it the next day. Dad and I carried the mirror outside, planning to smash it. But no matter how hard we tried, dropping it, hitting it, it wouldn't break. Not a single crack. Finally, Dad shoved it into the garage and covered it with an old sheet. We thought that would be the end of it, but it wasn't. The whispers began after that, faint at first, then clearer. Sometimes it was my voice, sometimes Anna's. Once, terrifyingly, it was my mother's, calling my name in the dead of night when I knew she was asleep. We barely slept. The house felt infected. One night, I gathered the courage to lift the sheet in the garage. Just for a second. The mirror was fog, like it was breathing, and pressed against the glass from the inside were handprints. Dozens of them. Too many to count. I dropped the sheet and stumbled back, heart pounding. I knew then that the mirror wasn't showing us, it was storing us. Holding on. We moved out within a month. Left the mirror behind. I don't know who owns that house now. I don't want to know. But sometimes, late at night, I wake up and feel the same cold air. And in the corner of my room, I think I see it. A shimmer, like glass catching light where no mirror should be. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just scarred from what happened. But deep down, I know the truth. You can cover a mirror. You can move it. But you can't escape it. Because a mirror that remembers never forgets. If you ever walk past an old mirror and feel like your reflection is just a little too slow, turn away. Don't stare. Don't give it your time. Because some mirrors don't just reflect what you are. They reflect what you've been. And once they remember you, they never let you go. This was the story of the mirror that remembers. If you're still here with me, thank you for listening. Sleep well tonight if you can